Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, the honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled Falling Birds. Lord will, you are edified. Video was inspired by multiple videos. The first video comes from the TikTok platform Conscious Juice. Lizzo just confirmed the music industry is done. Again, fair use.
Y'all that the music industry has collapsed and they're keeping it hush hush. Do y'all know Lizzo over here? All right. Here she is herself exposing that all of your favorite artists have been dropping projects, albums, summer bangers, right? But nobody is hearing about it unless you are Beyonce. I told y'all in that last video with Cardi B, but a lot of y'all were saying I'm capping, I'm reaching and all that type of stuff. Well, she is saying that everyone is moving to TikTok and interacting with their fans in real time, performing live performances and all that type of stuff because everything has changed. Check this out.
The music industry is in complete shambles right now, and you can use that to your advantage. Back in the day, the music industry was very algorithmic, as any other industry was, but that industry was controlled to a certain extent. Now that we are in the digital streaming age, there is no control over the algorithm. And it is stressing people the fuck out, myself included. Every major artist besides Beyonce has dropped music this year, or is planning to drop music this year, or has featured on somebody's record this year. I dropped a mixtape over the summer. I had SZA and Doja Cat on it, and I just dropped the deluxe to my mixtape today. And yet there are still people who don't even know I dropped music. Every major artist from Lady Gaga to Drake has dropped albums this year, and yet everyone is saying there's no song of the summer. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It's not because the music isn't incredible. It's because the way that the algorithm is set up, no one can serve the masses anymore. This industry used to be based on serving the masses, basically like servicing your song out to certain channels and certain radio stations. The internet space wasn't so congested. There was a clear channel back in the day for major artists to put their music out and serve the masses. Now you have to serve your people.
So yeah, think about it. Everybody's got their own private television or computer in their pocket now, and you could just swipe up to watch whoever it is that you want to watch. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to watch wrestling when you can just watch basketball or music videos or watch someone on TikTok perform? So instead of the narrative being controlled in some shape, form, or manner, it doesn't necessarily have to be. Everybody's in their own universe, kind of, in a way. But yeah, now if you look on TikTok, there's a whole bunch of quote-unquote celebrities doing their thing.
All right, so let's go to the second video. Comes from
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle. Supplicate with Counseling is for adults with moderate to severe opioid.
Question remains.
Comes from the YouTube platform 1111. While rappers can't sell concert tickets anymore for use. Let me just speed this thing up.
Hi, how are some of the industry? From Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Trippie Redd, DaBaby, and Ken Carson most recently, as well as Bobby Shmurda, who sold just 10 tickets per city. It feels like every month, another mainstream rapper is quietly forced to cancel their shows and tour. But the question remains, why? How are some of the industry's hottest names struggling to sell tickets?
Why are y'all doing billions of streams and the tickets don't match?
Yeah.
Even stars with billions of streams aren't safe. Just last year, Playboi Carti abruptly canceled his entire Antagonist Arena tour out of nowhere. And while all rumors pointed to low ticket sales, the truth is actually deeper than you think. In a genre like hip-hop containing the biggest egos on the planet, admitting that you can't sell your concert tickets is about the ultimate nightmare, especially when you're someone like DaBaby, who has even resorted to trying buy one get one free deals for his shows, only to still end up canceling. So what do rappers do instead? Well, almost every time you hear of a rapper cancel their tour, it will immediately be followed by a blatant lie.
What's good, guys? It's your boy T-Pain. How you doing? Got some news about the One Up DLC tour. I'm gonna take it upon myself to cancel the One Up DLC tour because it just would have been a bad look for me and it wouldn't have been entertaining for y'all. So now let me tell you, I was advised to lie about this and say that I needed some time, or I needed some alone time or me time and some shit like that, or I needed time to spend with my family or some medical attention or something like that. Just don't make it look like we I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. Most artists lie. Whenever concerts get canceled or tours get canceled, canceled, it's for low ticket sales. It ain't really about, you know, whatever the reason they say. And I think that's wrong. That's
About the only rapper in history to ever be honest about his flop and take responsibility is T-Pain, going as far as to reveal to us that he was advised by his team to lie and make up an excuse for his poor ticket sales, which is again, as I mentioned, what 99% of rappers do.
Disappointing news for fans of Chance the Rapper. The Chicago artist announced on Instagram that he is canceling his upcoming tour. He says he is going to take some time off to be with his family and make some new music.
Despite also running a 2-for-1 deal as well. When Chance the Rapper announced the cancellation of his Big Day tour back in 2019, as you can read from his old Instagram post, he claimed that it was to take time off to spend with family. However, according to a lawsuit filed by his ex-manager a year later, it was instead terrible ticket sales that resulted in the tour being cancelled. But yet, as bad as his numbers were, Chance the Rapper's ticket sales were still way higher than Bobby Shmurda's. As his first tour following his long-awaited release from prison, Bobby Shmurda was set to embark on a 19-night concert run. That was, though, until his booking agent came out to reveal that the number of 19 shows may have actually been higher than the total number of tickets. Full transparency, the tour was cancelled due to an average of 10 tickets sold per show, the booking agent clarified, not a lack of promotion. We ran ads and we have receipts. This wasn't about effort, it was about demand. Even continuing on to post proof of these diabolical sales, such as here, showing only 9 total tickets for his scheduled show in Washington, D.C. But although definitely not this embarrassingly low, as it turns out, low attendance was also the reason why Trippie Redd canceled his St. Michael tour 2 years ago, despite trying to argue this on his story.
Hey guys, just wanted to update you guys. So you guys have been talking about tour and why I canceled it. You want an explanation. So boom, I'm dropping a project named St. Michael, right? What if I was to tell you that's my son's name and I canceled tour because I had to deliver my son? Y'all sitting there bashing me, saying all this crazy stuff, and here I'm just bringing my child into the world.
Trippie claimed that the birth of his son was the reason why he canceled his tour, yet the majority of fans saw through the truth. Not to mention that, after taking a DNA test, he learned that it wasn't even his real son.
Fatherhood, I feel like we had a kid around the same time.
Bruh, I got a DNA test, I don't even got a kid.
For real? I swear, bro.
But seeing as this was scheduled to be an arena tour, with Trippie trying to play NBA arenas such as Barclays Center, which booking too big of venues is another massive problem that we're about to get into, and for Trippie Redd, he just couldn't sell as many tickets as expected. However, going back to if you believe what T-Pain said about excuses, and even some artists who use made-up health problems to hide the truth.
Or I needed some alone time or me time, and, you know, I needed time to spend with my family or some medical attention or something like that.
Well then, the same could also be true for Lil Durk. Durk was sick, fatigued, and tired, cited Lil Durk's manager on the cancellation of his tour. The doctor recommended that he take some time off to heal up and get ready for the rest of the year. 2 years ago, out of nowhere, Lil Durk randomly axed 24 dates out of his Sorry for the Drought tour, and despite citing his need for rest, which did happen to conveniently come a week after this TMZ report surfaced about Lil Durk in the hospital with severe dehydration. However, many fans weren't buying it. He's fine, the ticket sales were more dehydrated than him is the real reason. Going on to point out that Durk still performed 2 shows in his home city of Chicago shortly after, just a cop-out to embarrassing ticket sales. These dudes think they're way bigger than they are, trying to headline arena tours. Considering that, at the time of this announcement, most of Durk's venues had only sold about 40% of their tickets. While sure, exhaustion may have played a part, this was the perfect timing to escape his underperforming pre-sale. But then, shortly after, to follow in his footsteps arrived this headline in regards to his partner in crime, Lil Baby. In addition to this viral tweet showing us exactly how many empty seats were still left, as you can see, there were a lot of blue unsold tickets. Lil Baby was then forced to cancel 10 dates of his scheduled tour. But how is Lil Baby struggling to sell tickets?
Now Lil Baby is headlining the tour, and you got your supporting acts on the tour ain't really got no slaps like that, and you're trying to sell arenas?
For a star like Lil Baby, who literally had the #1 most popular album of 2020, this was certainly strange. But there is one simple reason that will explain it all. However, if you ask Lil Durk's manager, he will tell you that the main reason behind Durk's low concert sales is due to, quote, other verticals right now that are eating into the entertainment touring. Pointing out live streamers as an example. These kids are literally vacuuming money from all these fans, and the fans are not even leaving the house. That's where the money is going.
Chat W subs! Hi XG for the 5 gift, appreciate it.
Implying that live streamers such as Kai Cenat are to blame for low ticket sales in rap would definitely not be my first argument. But while I suppose partially true, most would probably be thinking, is rap as a whole just on a decline? Is that why ticket sales are down and guys like Moneybagg Yo have had to cancel tours, missing out on the biggest percent of their profit? Or is something deeper going on behind the scenes? The #1 biggest factor right now behind the drop in concert attendance is the insane increase in ticket prices. Going back to Lil Baby's It's Only Us tour, besides his team's terrible promo and marketing, with many fans having no idea this was happening, as you can read though, the price for just one ticket in section 108, which keep in mind is not even on the floor, was priced at $220 for a single ticket. But just when you thought that was bad, then you add Ticketmaster's ridiculous fees.
So you guys finally see what I've been saying is factual. These are Megan Thee Stallion tickets, and look how many hidden fees Ticketmaster has slapped on there, bro.
Owned and operated by Live Nation, the fact that the world's biggest concert promoter and ticketing service is one single giant company, with control over how tickets are sold, is also a huge problem, and largely to blame. In fact, a lawsuit was literally filed last year by the United States Justice Department suing Live Nation and Ticketmaster for essentially forming a monopoly over the live concert market, with a goal to restore competition in the live concert industry and provide better choices at lower prices for fans. While I confidently think every single person watching this supports that, however, has it worked? According to Billboard, prices for concert tickets have risen by more than 32% over just the past 5 years, with the average concert ticket costing $130 in 2024, which, for reference, back in 2019, the average price was $91, a rise that outpaces inflation by a good margin. Now, keep in mind too that the typical demographic of a rapper's fanbase tends to be on the younger side, and with an already struggling economy, the truth is a lot of kids just simply can't afford to pay these ticket prices, like coughing up $220 to watch Lil Baby rap over a backing track, or Playboi Carti scream a few words and then dip.
Again, the middle class runs society as far as the perspective of the economy. And that's why when you go to Revelation 13 and 17, Salak 16 and he calls all, both small and great, no middle, rich and poor, no middle, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So the only way Esau can really just implement that digital system, first you must destroy the middle class, hence the pandemic.
But although lazy performances are a totally different problem that we'll also see in a sec, the question still remains, why are concert tickets so expensive now? And more importantly, how can we fix them? Everything is way higher, answers Lil Durk's manager, whose last name I won't even attempt. Staffing is way higher, and airplane tickets are nuts. You've got gas prices going up, every element has gone up, and that has to be passed on to the consumer. It's no secret that prices for everything have been on a constant rise. And while expenses were also the main reason why Little Sims sadly had to cancel her entire tour in 2022.
Let me get Revelation chapter 6 and verse 6. And I heard a voice from among the four living beings saying, or the four beasts, okay, in the NLT, okay. And these four beasts referring to the archangels. A loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay, hence inflation. So everything is going up. And of course, the middle class is doing what? They're saving their dollars for rainy days, okay? No traveling, no going out to restaurants, no concerts, because at the end of the day, it's crunch time. So therefore, food is more important than saving up money for a concert, okay? Having your lights on and electricity is more important than spending countless dollars traveling to LA, okay, and paying more money to get back. So the middle class is more concerned with what? Their basic needs. And they're cutting and trimming away miscellaneous activities.
Having the guts, though, to share with fans that, as an independent artist, funding her tour would leave her in a financial deficit.
And then, out of the blue, she tweeted, "Hey guys, due to unforeseen circumstances, I've been left with no option but to reschedule my US tour. Being an independent artist..."
That's pretty much the point. And of course, this is happening because Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, no employment. And if a person doesn't have a job, how the fuck are they going to a concert? Okay, how can they pay parking, tickets? They can't. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, no employment, no jobs. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, getting up early in the morning, seeking employment. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Hence, those 2 videos we just witnessed. And the reason why this is happening, because it's the will of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Daughters of music, and daughters, okay, meaning what? All genres of music. I want to say for daughters, in the Hebrew, you have a definition. You have a definition such as personification, or to personify. So what that means is all genres of music shall be brought low. Hence my title, Falling Birds. Isaiah 55 and verse 11. So shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, the daughters of music being brought low. But it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it, falling songbirds. Lord will, this was edifying. Shalom.